Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are. On the face of this very planet, we welcome you to another edition, very exciting edition, expository, exciting, revealing, and informative version of our live presentation this very evening, the evening of the 30th of August in the year of our Most High Elohim Chukwu 2020. The time now is 3 minutes past 7 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra, and I presume the same number of minutes past the top of the hour. Regardless of where you are domiciled around the world, we are very proud to say that we are not only the largest mass movement on the face of this very earth, but also the largest indigenous broadcaster of its kind anywhere on the face of this planet, because people are listening right across the length and breadth of every time zone of this very earth. We are immense, we are huge, we are relentless, we are unstoppable, we are undiminishable, we are unbribable. We are not going to relent. We are not going to stutter. We are not going to reverse. Our movement is onwards and ahead until we get to our final destination, which is the unquestionable and undiluted sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra. That is why we are here. That is why we exist. And that is why we must do what we can to make sure that the whole world understands the need for what we are doing and be able to partake and participate in it. We are coming to you live via my Facebook page, the official one, please, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are, even more importantly, because I now notice that a lot of people are listening via our app, IPOB Community Radio app is live, and I want everybody to download it on their device because it is low data usage. Very, very low data. It is radio. Therefore, the cost of data is very, very minimal. Very, very insignificant. Everybody must download it and be able to listen to us via that very platform. It is IPOB Community Radio. It is the fastest download on Android and also on iOS. It is everywhere, and people are listening, as I said earlier, in nearly 154 countries around the world. People are listening to us, and they have joined us this very evening. It could be your morning, it could be your afternoon, it could be your midnight. Therefore, I would say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. There is no other like us. We are resolute, we are determined, we are relentless. Relentless in our pursuit of that which is right before God in heaven and man on this very earth. If you don't have your pen and paper, believe you me, there is no need for you to listen to this broadcast this very evening. It is going to be very deep and incisive. It is the type of program that we make once in a while, designed for those who are discerning enough to understand the peril that we are in and willing and able to do something in order to extricate us from it. I welcome all of you all over the world who have joined us this very evening. It could be your morning, your afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and by none, the largest mass movement of its kind on this very planet. I lead it. I am the director of Radio Biafra, the director of Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High, the only entity we bow before, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Before we go any further, we must pray. A very quick and short prayer. After that, we then delve into our tutorial, I will call it this evening. You must pay very close attention, because somebody rang me earlier today and said to me that you have managed, not me, of course, it's Chukwu that is doing it. All I do is to pass on the message that heaven has given to me to give to those who are living. And I said to this very person that Chukwukika Biama is the one who is in charge piloting the affairs of men on this very earth. And then he corrected himself and he said that Chukwukika Biama has been able to use you to make what was considered impossible 10 years ago to become possible. And I asked him what that thing is. He said that our people are now beginning to reason as they should. Our people are now beginning to reason like Biafrans once again. Our people have now regained their analytical mind. Our people are now discerning. Our people now question and look for the right answers. It is not just about asking a question. It is looking for the right answers. Our people are now able to do it. That is why there is this hue and cry all over the world that people have risen up to demand for an inquiry into the very dastardly and disastrous slaughter of the innocent in Enugu, and we are not letting go. Very, very critical. But let us pray, first of all. And whilst we do so, I do hope that you have your pen and paper very handy, have it ready, and listen attentively. Listen very, very attentively to tonight's broadcast. It will change your life. That I can assure you. Tonight, we are going to pray a prayer of repentance and restoration. A prayer of repentance and restoration. Because the same way that your house over time gather cobweb and dust, and there is need for you to cleanse, to clean, to tidy it up, the same way that even the computer that you're using over time collect bugs all over the place, and the result of that is either slowed down or it crashes. So does our habits and our brain especially. And for those of us who may have succumbed to harmful habits, those of us who are no longer faithful or do not understand what it means to remain very faithful and then to testify the goodness of the living God in heaven. Tonight we are going to pray. Because let us be very honest, we have all been there at one time or the other. Sometimes it is guilt, sometimes it is shame, and sometimes it is regret. But we must take heart, because the same Chukwukika Biama that we worship, who is in heaven, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, he offers love, forgiveness, and restoration. If this fits you this very evening, or suits or fits your nation, so to speak, we are now going to pray for repentance and restoration that will help us to find renewed joy, hope, life, and consistency in our pursuit of the freedom of our people that Chukwukika Biama mandated us or created us to pursue on this very earth. Chukwukika Biama Puruminyan in Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, the Lord of all the hosts of heaven, the Ancient of Days, as they would say, the Ancients of the Ancients. Everything you created is yours. Every glory and adoration is yours. Everything that we are today, likely to become tomorrow, is all in your hands. They belong to you. Every glory is yours. It doesn't belong to any man. It is only to thee. We are tired of our sinful struggle in life, both as individuals, as a collective, and as a nation. And we are not ashamed to admit that before the congregation, the assembly of men and women all over the world, that you may know that it cometh from our heart, that we are not deceitful. We don't pray this prayer in the quiet, or should I say in the secrets or secrecy of our homes. We are praying it that the whole world may hear us, because right now, our nation, the nation of Biafra, as a collective, we feel very distant from you. Our choices have not led us into the right places. We have listened to the whispers of the enemies instead of your words in your own scriptures. And the result has been disastrous. The result has been Miyeti Allah, a terrorist group forming their own vigilante, something that is unheard of anywhere in this world. We once walked with you, our heart tender, because you led us in the Spirit. Yet, little by little, we exchanged your truths for temptations and deceit that led many away from you. Instead of taking thoughts captive and confessing them immediately, we allowed ourselves to grow totally out of control. Repentance was not in our vocabulary. Blame upon blame, cover up upon cover up, or trying to reason and rationalize reason has never worked with you. Nobody can rationalize their cover-ups or their blames. They only give birth to deeper sin entanglements. Yes, you created us in your image, O Almighty God of Israel. You know our thoughts before we even speak them. You x-ray the hearts of men and see through our sham excuses and intentions. Your spirit has warned us repeatedly, but we ignored you. Disappointment and discouragement have taken their toll on your children. So today we are confessing before the whole world our desperate need as individuals, as a collective, and a nation for you. You have promised us that if we will confess our sins, you will forgive us and make us clean again. We truly need your forgiveness. Repentance is on our hearts and lips. We want to turn around and head another direction back to you, O Elohim, but we need your help. Just as you created the world out of nothing, create a clean heart out of nothingness in us. You have forgiven us our sins. You have restored our lives and the fellowship we once had together. You do not condemn because you're God, and you will not disown your own, which is IPOB and BIAFRA. We are your children forever. But we take all the blame. We own our own sin. We are the ones who broke fellowship with you, and we are crushed over the way that we have come to thee and treated thy word and your holy name. We ask for your forgiveness, your love, your abiding grace, and your mercy, that this same family of IPOB that you ordained in heaven and manifest on this very earth at this time, at this very age, may live to fulfill that which you have promised, that which you foretold, because your words are yea and amen. That this Biafra may come in our time, that mankind may know that indeed there is no greater power than thee, that you are truly the Almighty God, the Lord of hosts of the heavens and this very earth. And this Biafra will come, and your children, Biafrans all over the world, will adore your holy name. We shall sing songs of joy unto your holiness. Every generation of Biafrans that will ever have the honor of walking this very earth shall offer ceaseless praise and adoration unto your holy name, that they may know that indeed we are the children of light, to the glory of your name and your name alone, now and forevermore we pray. He said, we are live and direct, please. I don't need any complaints today. I want people to download IPOB Community Radio and listen to us, because the whole world is listening. If you can take selfie and post them, so can you also download IPOB Community Radio and listen to this very live broadcast this evening We are on satellite. We are on FM across Biafra land. But also importantly and critically, we are on my Facebook page as well. The suppression is going on. Facebook is not going to stop. Don't expect them to stop banning us. They will keep suppressing. They will keep banning us. But they will get tired. They will understand how resolute and determined we are. And when that dawns on them, they will then know they're backing up the wrong horse, that they have been doing something absolutely horrible. Who knows, even then, as we have prayed this evening, they too may even pray for repentance and be forgiven. We are proceeding very assuredly towards our program this very evening, that the world may bear us witness that we are the bearers of truth. There are some things that we lack as a people which we must correct immediately. We must learn and understand how to be disciplined. Discipline is not just about the way you conduct your personal life. It is about the way you relate to other people, the oath that you're under, and your ability to always do that which is right. To be obedient, to lay down rules and regulations, very, very important. Or else everything we are doing is a joke and it is a mess. The reason why we are where we are today is because of, I keep saying it every blessed time that I come on air, our inability to be rational enough to dissect and digest information in a way that it enables us to make the right critical decisions at the right time. That is the essence of reasoning. Very, very important indeed. And if we are a race of people that have reasoned, please write what I'm saying down. It is very, very important, please. I beg of you. If we had reasoned as a people, together, as a collective, over all these years, the mess we are in now, we cannot be in it. We would have learned our lessons and we would have made some life-saving, critical decisions as a result of that. Today, we would have been a better people. But because we always allow envy, greed, and jealousy to cloud our sense of judgment, we always gravitate, we always go back towards reasoning like the people that we have been rejecting and condemning all this while. This evening, we are going to start from the bottom up so that you can understand what we have been saying over the years. We are going to analyze Jonathan's accusations regarding Obama's meddling in the 2015 zoo elections. Because, how do I put this? Because we did nothing then. That was the reason why Obama managed to impose a fellow Islamic jihadist in Buhari in power. And because he got away with it, the late Buhari, of course, Abba Kyari also imposed Hope Uzodinma on Imo State. They have gone to impose almost at every level of leadership in our land. This is something our people don't understand, that the Fulani, the Janjaweed, they play a long-term game and that they have help abroad. Why am I saying this? Please write this down very carefully, because this is the most idiotic mistake our people always make. When the white man came to our land and said, yes, you people, all of you, every Biafran is Igbo. When we use the word Igbo, it means every Biafran, because we all are. If you like, believe it. If you like, you don't. I am not going to romance nor massage your ignorance and stupidity. I tell you the truth. Go and do your research if you have time and resources to do so. Now listen very carefully. When the British came and when they came to Biafra land, they went to Arochukwu, they saw a temple, something exact replica of what you have in Jerusalem. You know what they said to us? You have no history. By saying you have no history, it means you have no relatives. And if you have no relatives, believe me, you are in very serious trouble. Because there is a saying where we come from. When somebody wants to abuse you or curse you, they will say, which means you will live in want. And those who are supposed to come to help you will not have anything either to come and help you with or to come to your rescue. Meanwhile, as we are busy trying to distance ourselves away from Israel and the world Hebraic family, meanwhile, nobody is stopping the Fulani from trying to assume that they're Arabs. Nobody. And in so doing, they managed to get the help of every Arab nation you have on earth right now, lobbying and working for them. This is how foolish we are as a people. We don't reason. You need relatives. You need relatives, or else you will perish alone and in ignorance. Why am I saying this? I am now going to play for you Jonathan's interview. Anybody who is a student of Radio Biafra, if you're old enough to be listening to me, listening to us since 2012, if you are discerning, if you are intelligent enough to have listened to all of my broadcasts in 2015, even the night of the election that they rigged and brought in the late dead Buhari, who is now in a grave in Saudi Arabia, I said one thing that night. All of you are running all over the place. I was on Radio Biafra broadcasting, and I said to all of you that Jonathan is going to capitulate. I told you that Jonathan will lose the election by 200,000 votes. I also said to you that as I'm live on the air right now, speaking to you, that Obama is putting pressure on Jonathan to resign. Some of you did not believe me. Some of you did not. But some did. Those who understand the divine nature of our mission, they understood what I was saying. Those who can see in the spirit, those more people who can see, more people who can see, they knew that what I was saying was. And I said to you that the American ambassador was pressuring Jonathan to concede defeat. And I said to the whole world that Obama wanted a fellow Islamic jihadist, a terrorist, to take over. I said it then. Some of you did not believe me. Some went as far as saying, oh, that is what he says. He's a Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, please leave him. That is what he keeps saying all the time. But today, I want to prove to each and every one of you, beyond every conceivable doubt, that I was correct. Everything I tell you is true. There are three kinds of people on this earth. People who accept the truth the way it is. People who are envious because you speak the truth. And people that resent you because it is not them. Those are the three kinds of people you have, especially in Black Africa. And I cannot help it. Eligwe, heaven put words in my mouth in spirit, and I proclaim it, and it comes to pass before sons of men. It is not my own doing. I never for one day thought or felt or said to myself, oh, you're going to do this. Never. So for some of you who may think that I'm doing this, I am not. I am led in the spirit. That is why we have accomplished something that no other group of people has been able to do in the history of our nation. No other group has been able to do it. Nobody can. If you try and you will fail, you cannot do it because you're not called to do it. Why am I saying all of these things? When I told you about Jonathan, you thought I was joking, isn't it? But tonight I'm going to play something for you. Some of you have seen it, but tonight we are going to analyze it. For the whole world to hear and understand that everything I tell you on Radio Biafra is gospel, it is divine, ordained in heaven. There is nothing man can do about it. Ordained in heaven. Nothing. Jealousy and envy is rubbish before us. Because we have the grace and you don't. This IPOB has the grace, you don't. If you're not part of it, you cannot participate in this grace. I say it with every authority under the sun. And I want to prove it to you now. That we're always right. You may not like it. Some of you may go back and become even more envious. Tonight, also cause one you cannot be like us. You can never be. You cannot. Listen to Jonathan. And I want you to reference the program that I made on the night, should I say on the eve of the election in 2015, before they rigged in the late dead Buhari into power. Understand it very well. People say that we insult, if you're an idiot, I will tell you you're a fool to your face. I will tell you that you're an idiot. You are a fool, I will tell you. You are a baby saboteur, I will tell you. You are an aspiring sabo, I will tell you. To your face. Wherever I meet you. I traveled all over the world and I went to the USA and I told them what I felt about them. People who are shocked. Ask Ikenawan on any. He took me to a group of indigenous people in California, asking what I said. They were in shock and horror. I tell you anything I want to tell you in your face. There is nothing any bagger can do. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Not absolutely nothing. Listen to Jonathan, please. I want you to listen to the former president of the Federal Terrorist Zoological Republic of the zoo that Britain created. Listen to him. And you reference my program on the night of the election. Go and find it. Uche, go and look for it, or form and look for it. Anybody who has access, look for it. I want that eve of election broadcast. Go and bring it. And that same night of election, bring my broadcast. I want it to be replayed for the world to know that Elohim sent us. What I say, mortals cannot, what I see, mortals cannot see it. That is why when you give me advice and I don't take it, please don't take it the wrong way. The time for that your advice hasn't arrived yet. We see things that mortals cannot see. Cannot see it. When I said this thing, Jonathan was in panic. Jonathan could not believe. He could not. He was wondering, how did Nnamdi Kanu know what is happening? I told you what was happening. And now listen to Jonathan, please. That you may know that Chukwokika Abiyama is on our side. That Elohim we worship is with us. Listen.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming.
This is the voice of Jonathan.
It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that. But if by my own thinking and also the way some other people look at it, they go outside the normal diplomatic relationship, then it should be mentioned.
Now listen, Jonathan, after these years, I commend Jonathan, to be honest. He's a statesman. Jonathan is a statesman. I commend him. I can't criticize him in any other way, but good Lord, Jonathan is a statesman. I commend him and I have respect for him for that. He waited all these years. Now the zoo is in trouble and he is telling you what happened. The same thing Obama did to Libya. The same thing Obama did to Libya to destroy Libya and plant terrorists is exactly the same thing he did in the zoo by putting in the late dead Buhari. I want you to follow this very carefully. Exactly what I told you that night. When I said that Obama was interfering in the elections, some fools could not understand what I was saying. They said, oh, he's just making it up. Has it not been confirmed from the mouth of an ex-president, from Jonathan's mouth itself? And I want that broadcast found tonight. My broadcast of the eve of the election of 2015 and the one I made on that same night when they were going to polls and voting. You will hear it. I told you that America was putting pressure on Jonathan to concede. I told you they will rig the election, that Jonathan will lose by 200,000 votes. Exactly my prediction came to pass exactly that way it is. Exactly the way it is. Our people don't know anything. Do you know the reason why Obama was helping the Janjaweed North to win? Because they are all Muslims, they are all Islam. Because the Fulanis are not ashamed of saying we are subservient to Saudi Arabia. I want people to understand, to reason, because the Fulanis, they have relatives. Using their religion, they have relatives everywhere. People who can fight for them, people who can stand for them. But you, who can stand for you? Okoko, who can stand for you? Nobody. That is why they're killing you. That is why Mietiala has formed a vigilante group. You cannot reason. You cannot reason. Your brains are not working properly. But here, after listening to us, you must reason. MUST, you must reason. If you like it or not, you must reason. All of you together. Listen to Jonathan, please. Very carefully. Obama was meddling in the elections. Obama, contrary to U.S. laws, Obama was meddling in the election of Nigeria, meddling in broad daylight because he wanted a Muslim to take over. They had their plans all laid out, well cleaned out and well made. And now Jonathan is confessing it. What I told you in 2015, on the night of the election, Jonathan is now confirming in the year 2020, 5 years after that. He's not confirming it. Some of the things that you hear us say on Radio Biafra is true. But out of shame, the same way that the whole world knows that Buhari is dead, out of shame, they don't want to concede. Let it not be that Nnamdi Kanu is right. And they have gone as far as trying to get those they can deceive. To think, oh, don't talk about it. I said to them, to hell with you, I'll talk about Buhari, dead Buhari, because it's the truth. Any day I see the truth and I run away from it on this very platform, the glory of Elohim will depart from us. We have come to preach the truth. And we are indestructible by man. Only Chukwuka Abiyama can, not man. So you understand it. What I told you in 2015, on the night of the election, Jonathan is confirming in 2025 years after that. We see things that ordinary people cannot see. Please listen. And you will hear, there is a place Jonathan will mention something and you will be shocked. You will know the reason why Nnamdi Azikiwe was not given the prime ministership of Nigeria. You will understand the reason why Aburi Accord did not stand. A lot of people are wallowing in ignorance. A lot of people are moving about in ignorance. Our job here on this platform is to cleanse your brain, to remove every vestige of black stupidity from your membrane so you can reason properly like a human being. So you can reason very well like a human being. Listen to Jonathan, please. Listen to Jonathan. To President Goodluck Jonathan. In the year...
Sending that person
listen.
To Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next...
Who sent who? On the eve of the election, they sent John Kerry, the U.S. Secretary of State, to go and meet with you, the late dead Buhari. You people must reason. This is why they say, oh, you're paying $85,000 to consultants. Do you know how much the zoo is paying? Do you know how much Fulani Cabal contributed to Obama's re-election that made it possible for Obama to send John Kerry to go to the zoo to go and see an opposition leader? Has that ever happened before? But you don't reason. You claim you went to school, some of you went to school, you read political science, you cannot reason. If you cannot reason, what are you doing on this earth? Okay, what is your job? If you cannot engage your brain to be able to reason properly. I want you to understand that Chukwuka is with us. Listen, please.
Chapter. That tells you something.
Tells you something.
We should not sweep this is under the carpet. If a foreign country, whether African country or even America or any other country interferes with our own elections, we should mention it.
Now you can understand. Obama interfered with the elections in Nigeria. Even Jonathan now has now come to concede that the whole Chibok Gears thing was organized by Obama administration, executed by that midget in Kaduna, El Rufai. Some of you are blind. You are blind. You are blinded by stupidity, by a black African stupidity. You cannot reason very well. Chibok Gears planned and well executed to remove Jonathan in power. They wanted Muslims to be in power. They need Islam in the zoo, Nigeria. They want it and they're going to get it. All of you are blind and so foolish. I heard some idiots talking about airport has been reopened. I said, you're so daft, it's untrue. Somebody came to your house and stole 1 million naira from you. And then came back and gave you 1 kobo in return. And you're jumping up and down. You're an idiot, a complete idiot. Complete fool you are. That is why I have no time for morons. I cannot stand them. They say, oh, he's very harsh. Why won't I be harsh? If you're a fool, I will tell you are. Somebody stole 1 million naira from you, came back and gave you 1 kobo, and you're throwing a party. He's telling me about Enugu Airport. What useless Enugu Airport is that? Ordinary tarmac. That our engineering corps in the volunteers can build in 1 week. You are jumping up and down. Look at how they deceive you. Chibok girls, organized by Obama and El Rufai, with the late dead Buhari, Abakari and Co, Fulani Cabal, deceiving all of you. And you wake up and you talk about our Nigeria. This is our Nigeria. We don't know what is happening. You people are fools. You know nothing. I will insult you because if you're an idiot, I'll tell you are. Let us listen to Jonathan, please. Let's listen to him. To what President Jonathan has to say. Listen.
How do we get these girls out?
Yes, Chibok girls.
Within a couple of days, we saw people going to the US to bring back our girls' placards.
Yes.
How? Why?
Mrs. Obama, did you see Mrs. Obama carrying bring back our girls? Did you see her? All planned, all well orchestrated, planned, Fulani Islamic Brotherhood, cabal, they planned it. You saw, all of you saw Obama Bring back our girls. So they all planned it to paint Jonathan black, to destroy Jonathan. That a Fulani Janjaweed will come in and take over our waterways, take over our farmlands under Ruga. Tell you that Miyetti, a terrorist group, can form vigilante across the country. And all of you moronic, idiotic zoo animals that look at created, all of you are just there looking more sheepishly like a bunch of idiots that you are. You cannot reason. You cannot reason, can you? Let us hear Jonathan, please.
And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards.
Mr. Obama.
I cannot take responsibility for the abduction. I don't control Boko Haram. They are criminals. But as a president, of course, you know, it's not the president that go to the field. You have security and intelligence officers that do the work. Let me admit that, yes, maybe they do their best, but their best was not good enough for us to recover the girls. That does not mean that I'm trying to remove myself from any blame. Yes, I may not be blamed for the action, but I could be blamed that my security and intelligence system are not strong enough to be able to rescue the girls.
Do you see how a statesman talks? You can criticize Jonathan all you like, but the man is a natural born statesman. He even took responsibility for Chibok girls because it happened under his watch. Compare that with these morons, these scavenging, desert-dwelling, cattle-heading animals. You see the difference between a Biafran, somebody who by nature is cultured, and a bunch of vandals from the depths of hell. That tells you all you need to know. Obama interfered. Why did Obama interfere? Let us go to Ojukwu and Aburi. So you understand. When I tell you people that the alliance against us, you don't know. Even the complete idiot who may be on Facebook yapping and writing rubbish do not know the amount of enemies Biafra have. He has no clue. Has no idea. Every day, Biafra, when is it coming? They have no understanding. The hurdles we need to negotiate and cross before we get to the promised land, they have no idea. They think you wake up in the morning, you write to Trump, you write to EU, Biafra will come. They are insane. I used to say on this platform that Biafra is the last miracle. And I used to say it for a reason. Because of the obstacles and hurdles in front of us, we need to overcome. This is one of them. American president from nowhere is against a head of state because Jonathan is a Biafran. They cannot allow him. No, it's impossible. He cannot stay there. I want you to pay particular attention to what I'm going to play next. And I said this evening, this program may last up to 3 hours. So be prepared. If you don't have data, you go and borrow data from. So go and borrow, you buy on credit. You must listen this evening and learn. After tonight's program, you will know that reasoning is very important in life. And when you go through Jonathan's experience, when you go through the experience of Nnamdi Azikiwe, you go through the experience of Ojukwu, believe you me, you need to go back into your room, turn off the light, and fast and pray for God to give you the capacity and the ability to reason. You pray for 30 days. I'm telling you the truth. If you look at, you don't need anybody to educate you on anything. Look at how they treated Jonathan. Look at how they treated Ojukwu. Look at how they treated Azikiwe. That will tell you all you need to know. That the people you claim you're with, you're not with them. Or those that claim they're with you, they're not with you. That is what informs how we run IPOB and why IPOB is the most successful freedom fighting movement in the whole world. Not despite the fact that no politician in Biafra land is in support of what we are doing, because they are cowards, of course. You know that very well. But yet we are waxing strong all over the world. Have you asked yourself why that was made possible? Any day you understand it, that day you respect IPOB. You respect IPOB. Now let us go to the next one so that the world can hear very, very well what has been happening to us. And after this program tonight, I want you to put one and one together. I don't want you to forget IPOB. I want you to cast your mind back. Ask yourself this question. Why was it that Nnamdi Azikiwe, a frontline militant agitator for independence for Nigeria, The only man who did not inherit the mantle of leadership across the whole of Africa. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why Aburi did not stand. Ask yourself why they lied against Ojukwu and said Ojukwu declared war and sustained the narrative for nearly 52 years. They sustained it for 5 decades. Blatant lie. Even the journalist in Lagos or Abuja writing or Ibadan writing that lie, he knows it's a lie, but he will write it. Ask yourself why. Now we are going to discuss Aburi. And Ojukwu is here. All of you have seen it, but you did not pay attention. Our job here is to get you to pay attention to the things you ought to pay attention to. That's what we are doing. And I'm going to play that same interview. And I want you to listen very carefully to what our eternal general has to say, our overall supreme leader for life, what he has to say about Aburi. Let shame befall our enemies. And this evening, you will see, I've shown you the hand of America. At this time, I'm going to show you the hand of Britain. And you'll be wondering, but what did we do to them? Why is it that they want to suppress, to clamp down on Biafra? Any day, as I keep saying, believe you me, any day you go into your bedroom and you think and you discover the reason why they're against us, you can never be a Sabo in your life again forever and ever. Never. Listen to Ojukwu and listen very carefully to our leader, the only genuine general you have before he passed on. Listen to him, please. Listen.
But at the end of it, I don't want to go because these things are all, the tapes are available.
His English is Queen's English. Some of you may struggle to understand it. He is learned. He's a learned man. Highly polished, highly educated. Some of you may struggle with the crispness of his accent and his tone. But please do pay attention. He is the Biafran head of state. Pay attention to him, please. He is late, but to us, he will remain our head of state. Listen very carefully.
The records are there.
Records of Aburi.
In fact, only about 2 weeks ago, I saw a set of the records again.
So the Aburi records exist.
The transcripts are available.
They're available.
But we talked about the Nigerian situation. And certainly, at the end, everybody says, oh, you told them this, you did that. The fact was that our case was so clear.
Yes, case for Biafra and at Aburi.
That I actually believe at the end of Aburi that the problem was not Gawan.
Listen.
But probably some ambassadors in Lagos who were...
The problem was not Gowon at the end of Aburi. Our leader knew. He said some ambassadors in Lagos did not want Aburi to stand. So I am telling you today, Britain does not want restructuring. All of those blood-sucking, demonic neo-colonialists, they don't want restructuring. That is why the Fulani Janjaweed can never restructure. I need you to understand this. Ambassadors, these are white people from Europe and elsewhere. They have no business with the governance of Black Africa. Absolutely nothing. Now, ask yourself, in 1967, why was it that some white ambassadors in Lagos did not want Aburi to stand? Because Aburi standing meant that the eastern region, which is Biafra, will have an independent economic system. Because before they sent, and I'm going to tell you tonight, it was Britain that planned the coup. I'm telling you the truth. You may be shocked, but it's the truth. The coup of 1966 was planned by the British. The reason being, they wanted to destroy the economy of the East under Dr. Michael Okpara. Michael Okpara had the fastest growing economy in the whole world. In the whole world on this very earth. Dr. Michael Okpara of the Eastern Regional Government had the fastest growing economy. We were manufacturing things. Britain could not stand it. Britain did not want to see it. They planned that very coup to destroy us. One day it will happen. I'm saying it now. It sounds like it's a joke. One day it will reveal itself. And say, my goodness. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was right. Of course, I'm always right. I'm sorry to say this. Some people don't like, I'm a human being. I'm a mortal. I'm nobody. I know that. But I get it wrong. I get it right 99% of the time. Maybe I get it wrong 1%. I want you to listen. I want Efulefus, all the idiots, all the Abuja contractors, all the baby sabo with feeding bottle. I need you to understand that you don't know the amount of enemies you have. You have no clue. You have no idea. This evening, I want to come to you, Obrazo. I want to do a slight revelation, so you will understand the enemies you have, that only Chukwukikabiam Elohim can save us, not man. I need you to understand it tonight. Are you listening? It was ambassadors in Lagos, not Gowon, no? Ambassadors in Lagos that put pressure on Gowon. Abandon Aburi. The same people you're going to say, oh, give us restructuring. You are dreaming. You're wasting your time. Let me listen to my leader, please. Listen very carefully.
Those in Lagos who were pressing for something else.
Yes.
Because we understood each other. We agreed on everything.
Ojukwu and Gowon understood each other.
The drafting was, in fact, my chief secretary.
The drafting of Aburi Accord.
With two other chief secretaries from the other side.
Yes.
They said, no. And drafted and agreed. We looked at it, we agreed.
Listen.
General Ankara read over the whole...
General Ankara was the then Ghana head of state.
At the end. Asked us if we wanted to amend anything. No.
After the whole agreement was made, General Ankara asked Ojukwu and Gowon, do you want to amend anything? They said, no, we understood each other. We know what we want for our country. We wanted to move forward. But meanwhile, white ambassadors in Lagos, we are not happy. Ask yourself, why were they not happy? What is it about Aburi that made them uncomfortable? Because restructuring back to the regions will allow people the autonomy to grow their economy. But these criminals, these neo-colonialists in Abuja now, they don't want it. Because if you do it, the ingenuity of a Biafran will come to the fore. The intelligence of an Igbo man will rise up. You can't stop it. So the best way for them to stop it is by bringing darkness. Darkness is full of Janjaweedism. Are you following what I'm saying tonight? Do you know, have you heard this before, that Ojukwu and Gowon had no problem? They agreed, they drank champagne, they shook hands, they did everything. They now came back to Lagos. White ambassadors in Lagos said no. And that is Britain. We don't want it. So that Okpara can be growing economy of the East, so that these people can rise up again. These stubborn people can come up again. They said no. Because you know why? They know I have discovered what they know about who we are as a people. That is why they are frightened. That is why no matter how many reports Amnesty will write about the killing of our people, they will stand on it, they will say no. We are at ICC. Have they called our case? The answer is no. They can never call it, because they know that Biafra is the light of Africa. They know that any day that Biafra stands, that Africa will stand. So what they have done is to go to the source and switch off the light. They just have refused. They took the fuse and they walked away. So everything you are doing, connecting every cable everywhere, until you put in the fuse, it can never work. And what is that fuse that Britain pulled away? It's called freedom. Now you understand it, don't you? Now you understand it. Only if some of our people know what we know. You don't know what I have seen. You don't know how far we have gone. You don't know why we do things the way we do it. You don't know why we say things the way we do it. You are confused. You don't know. If you don't know you ask questions and you'll be told. Now listen carefully. This, what I'm telling you tonight, I'm telling you that almost 70% of people don't know this. They don't know it. You don't know the amount of enemies you have. You have no clue. Now listen very carefully to what our leader has to say. Listen, please.
No. At the end of all that, the position was so good.
Very good. Between Biafra and Nigeria. Listen.
Ankara drove Jack, Gawan, and myself.
Yes.
To the airport.
Yes.
Jack was sitting on his left, I was sitting on his right. He was in the middle.
Yes.
And in the course of that journey, at a point, General Ankara shook his head and said, "Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
If only we can go on like this, everything would be all right."
Yes. In Ghana. Yes. Ojukwu, go on in Ghana.
I was the one. As I do now from time to time, I go for the dramatic. Suddenly I picked up Gawan's hand.
Ojukwu took Gawan's hand.
Put it on Ankara's.
Put it on Ankara's lap. Yes.
Brought my other hand, placed it on it.
Yes.
And I said, "General, sir, hold us together. I want to say something."
Yes.
So General Ankara put his hand on top of the two hands. And I said, "General, I want to assure you that I am totally satisfied with everything we said."
Yes. This is from my head of
I
state.
will even go further and say to you something I did not say at the conference.
Yes. What was that?
And that is that once we have implemented everything we have said,
yes,
I would ask you for one favor and one favor only.
Yes.
And that would be to be the one to propose Jack Gawan as a head of state of Nigeria.
Are you listening? That was my head of state, the late General Dimodumegwu Ojukwu. Has Gowon is alive. Can Gowon, he says he's a prayer warrior. I want Gowon to come out to say that what Ojukwu said in this interview is falsehood. That they're a bunch of lies. Because he knows if he says it, that even the hell that he's going to, the hottest part of it will be reserved for him. Are you listening now? Ojukwu, for all you useless Nigerians, all you animals in the zoo, Ojukwu inside the car being driven by General Ankara's driver. General Ankara was in the middle. Ojukwu was on the right. Gowon was on the left. Ojukwu took Gowon's hand and placed it on the lap of General Ankara. And he said to the general, "General, I want you to be the one to propose that Gowon should be the head of state of Nigeria, including Biafra." But all these years, all we've been reading in history books is that Ojukwu is a war, he's a warlord. He went to war. Do you see why God? People don't know why God is punishing the zoo. The same way I'm telling you tonight. You see Britain. God will decimate Britain. God will divide Britain into pieces. Write it down as I'm telling you now. Write it down. So when it happens, you say Nnamdi Kanu said so. Are you following? Now ask yourself this question. When Ojukwu and Gowon wanted to restructure, as a result of what obtained in 1966 and 67, who stopped the restructuring? It's Britain. Are you following? They are the ones that stopped restructuring. Now I'm asking you, are you telling me now that they are going to agree to restructuring? The answer is of course no. I am Anglophile. If I'm not a Biafran and Igbo man, I'll probably wish to be an Englishman. As I keep telling you all the time, believe you me, they have conscience. English people, they have conscience, they are good people. But there are some criminals in the mold of Lugard, in the mold of Viscount Harcourt, in the mold of all these wicked criminals that descended on Africa like a biblical plague and brought darkness where once there was light. Now, do you see what is happening in the zoo? Do you now understand Nigeria a lot better? I said tonight, your thinking faculties will be opened up. You can never be the same again. Look at all of them accusing us of Biafra rebellion, Ojukwu rebel. Do you see the extent they have gone to cover the truth? Do you see how evil these people are? Do you see why I insult them? Do you see why I speak the way I do? Because Ojukwu was speaking like an Oxford-trained historian, speaking grammar, being a gentleman. You saw the way they treated him. insulted him, insulted him, insulted my head of state, a man that led men to war to preserve our way of life. If not, they would have killed all of us. And Ojukwu said, on Aburi we stand. Aburi meant still one Nigeria, but let us have devolution. Britain said no. Then ask yourself, why did Britain say no? There lies your answer. That is why they will kill us. BBC will never carry it. But the helicopter crash in Lagos, they carried it immediately. I want you to ask yourself, what have we done to Britain to deserve this hatred? Any day you find an answer to that, believe you me, you can never be a Sabo in your life again. You can never be. Never. Now pay attention very well. I've given you 3 examples tonight. If you want to understand the mess we're in as Biafran people, including everybody, including Ezon, including Ejo people, including Ishekiri, everybody, I want you to follow this very carefully. Jonathan could have still remained in power, but he took the intervention of an Islamic United States president to remove him from power. These are the things you ought to know. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why they did not allow Aburi to stand. Ask yourself why they did not allow Nnamdi Azikiwe to become the head of state. Only then will you find the answers. And after that, as I pray the prayer of repentance tonight, believe you me, you will go and start burning candle and praying for God to remove every trace of Sabo in you. Now you understand it, don't you? Now you know that we know what we're talking about. Sometimes when you advise me, some people say, he doesn't take advice. It is not every advice that I will take. Because if you give me advice, I take it. And then I weigh it against what the prevailing circumstance. If it's conducive, I take it. If not, I may defer it to another time. Now you understand, don't you? Let us continue. Why do you think Britain supports Mieti Allah? Why? Remember that we floated BSS to safeguard our people. Our own people came against us. Our own people. In fear of Fulani. But now, can you see how boldly Mieti Allah is saying, we are going to float a nationwide. We are going, as I told you a few days ago, they said, we are going to work with the police and the army. They are friends in the army and the police. All terrorists to kill, to pillage, to destroy. Now you are following. Now you understand the mess Nigeria is in. Now you understand why we are the way we are. Today you understand why people come out now and they are confessing that we have opened their eyes. Now you understand, of course, that we are very serious. We are not going back. Not at all. Not today, not tomorrow. Not today, not tomorrow. Somebody published an article called Justification for Resuscitation of the Sovereign State of Biafra in that newspaper. It is my humble suggestion and recommendation that our people go and look for it. They have removed it. I cannot even open it here. It seems to me they have removed it. It seems they have removed it. In that very article, you will hear or see what our brother was saying. Our brother simply said, very simple, that in Nigeria, Nnamdi Azikiwe was the only person to lose out amongst every nationalist leader you had that fought colonialism in Africa. That is what you need to know. These are the things that you need to understand, because our people do not reason. Here, we compel you to reason. Go and read that article, Justification for the Resuscitation of the Sovereign State of Biafra. This is published by Vanguard. Unfortunately, they no longer want us to see it. It has been removed. It can no longer be found. That is the world of the Janjaweed. That is what they do. Once they say the truth, they suppress it. And the reason why some of them, of course, they love us in secret, of course they do. The reason why they come out sometimes to be talking rubbish or paying all these idiots, sometimes they think they can come to, Gowon said it, if I knew how they loved money and power, I could have just shared money and allowed them to fight themselves. Don't allow yourself to be one of those that Gowon was talking about. Ask yourself also this evening, why is it that Vanguard publication of today that I read before coming on air is no longer there? That tells you all you need to know. Because that publication contained the truth. It contained the truth. Absolute truth. I want people to understand the way the mind of a black person is. I need you to understand how the mind of a black person functions. Any day you understand it, you will then know. You will then understand and appreciate. You will come to the full realization that what we have been doing here has been right all along. Now, listen very carefully. Why we are deploying Miyetti Allah vigilante all over Nigeria, Abdullahi Bodejo of Miyetti Allah. These were the same newspapers that we are castigating Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB for floating BSS to defend our land. They are the ones today interviewing this man. Nobody has bombed his house or raided his house. He is fine and okay. No northern governor, no Fulani governor is against him. And I want to ask the Igbo governors, have you seen it? When we floated BSS, they said, oh, go and kill him, go and you jail him, bomb him, you proscribe them. You did. But now they are bringing terrorism to your doorstep. Have you proscribed Miyetti Allah? I'm asking the useless Igbo governors, have you proscribed them? Now listen carefully. The national president of Miyetti Allah, Kautal Hore Bello Abdullahi Bodejo, has said that castle rustling and incessant attacks by their members led to the formation of this security outfit, Miyetti Allah Vigilance Group, which will operate all over the country, not because Fulani has no homeland. So they now need to conquer everybody at the same time, and all of you are just there, sheepishly and hopelessly looking as the morons you are, and they are moving ahead, full steam ahead with their plans. Do you know why they're doing it? Because they know that Buhari is dead. If all of you can be so foolish enough not to realize that Buhari is dead, then they might as well do to you as they please. That's what they're doing, and that's what they have done. Now, listen, we launched Miyetti Allah on July 27, and we started with 1,000 personnel who are still undergoing training with Vigilante Group of Nigeria. That's their own name, Vigilante, which means they own the whole of Nigeria. And Moteku is for the West. Any day Elohim decides that something should come from the East, it will be for the East. But their own is not for the North or for the Sahel North. They call North Arewa North. No, it's for the whole of Nigeria with the help of Britain. Now listen and follow him very gently, please. You know, Fulani people are moving to those areas where there are grasses. Anywhere there is grass, there is Fulani area. That's what he's telling you. Any place where there is grass, they will operate there to see how they can feed their cows. Are you not foolish? All of you in the South, are you not hopeless? Can you see your stupidity in front of your eyes? Can you see how hopeless you are? Those of you from the South, Oduduwa and Biafra, can you use your two naked eyes to observe your stupidity? All the years of subservience to Fulani, has it ever made them to relent? They are coming to conquer you. You see hope for them, they will even take over his own village. I'm telling you the truth. He doesn't know how they operate. Supreme Court governor. This is how they are. This is how they behave. This is how they operate. The reason why they hate Radio Biafra is because we tell them the truth the way it is, very raw. We don't sugarcoat it. There, anywhere there is grass, a Fulani will go there. So everywhere they are, the vigilante is supposed to be there. So if they come to your village all the way from Mali, from Timbuktu, from Mauritania, they come to your village in Okigwe, it is where they are. So any land they're in, they will have vigilante. Have you heard of this? Is the easiest way to conquer people. Very, very easy, direct and straightforward. The easiest way to conquer. And our governors are there drinking kai, drinking ogogoro, just saying, oh, you'll be president in 2023. Please give us your land. Do you see why we speak the way we do? We are the last line of defense between whatever thing we have called freedom today, or relative freedom, and total darkness. Do you see the work that IPOB is doing? Do you now understand it? Do you now have the common sense, the gumption to appreciate the depth and the sacrifice that IPOB is making? Do you now understand it? For everybody, not just Biafrans, for Duduwa, for Middle Belt, for everybody. Even for Hausa. Do you now understand it? The journalist asked Miet Yala, there are Yorubas all over the country, but they did not set up a Moteku in every state of the Federation. You know what he said to them? That concerns them. If they are all over the country, they are not operating in the bushes and forests. What he's saying is that they operate in our bushes and in our forests. It belongs to them. They're going to form vigilante. And all of you are there foolishly and as the idiotic black animals that some of you are. You're just looking. You read, you look, you vote for Big Brother Nigeria, you gossip, you play, you do your sabo, you go to a politician in Onitsha, you collect your 2,500 to buy data for the week. And some of you that have promised you money. I know some people in IPOB that have promised heaven and earth. Of course, it's failure. you know the way we roll. We are unbreakable. IPOB is one family. Indivisible under God. Impossible to divide. Impossible. I challenge any bagger to try. It's a challenge to any idiot to try. Then you see how formidable we are. Fulani everywhere in your bushes. Because anywhere a cattle can feed is Fulani territory. That was why they brought Ruga and it failed. Then they brought a waterways bill. Don't you understand? Don't you reason? Nigger, don't you reason? Nigger, don't you reason? Efulefu, sabo, ntike. Can't you reason for once? You cannot reason because you're a saboteur. You're waiting for Loretta Onochie to bring you the package they promised you. Stupid people. Go and read the interview. Why we are deploying Mieti Allah vigilante everywhere, your community will be gone. You know, that's where you your community is gone. You are a professional petition writer in Abuja or in Lagos. Ibrobre file with your office flat file with outdated map in Benin, your village is gone. Idiots campaigning for presidency, your village is gone, your forest is gone. Because before you become president, you must sign that wherever there is Fulani, I warned you before. That is why they are building settlements in our land. So that any day there is any fracas, Britain will say, oh, it's one Nigeria. Wherever you find yourself, you're a Nigerian. And that way Okwa West, you have the Emir of Okwa. I'm now telling you, if they said to you that what I said in 2015, that Jonathan will confirm it in 2020, will you believe me? Will you believe me? What I said in 20 has been confirmed in 2020. Go and play that my broadcast, you will see it there. Very clean and clear. The gospel of heaven, that's what I give to you. The gospel from above. Everything I tell you is gospel. You cannot dispute it. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Indisputable. They come to your village. Mietiala is in your backyard, grazing their cattle. They come to you and they give you 4,500 naira. Promise you heaven and earth as they promised to my. All of you suppose that they promised something. There's something they promised Obiano. They promised Buruburu, Ugwani. They promised even Hibaz. The whole president in waiting. Excellency, president in waiting. When Mietiala calls him, yes, Mr. President in waiting. That one, his head will expand. He will give away his village to Mietiala. You see how foolish they are. The same thing with Sabontik. Hey, people who are hustling and struggling in life with no hope and no means of livelihood. And you get a call from Loretta Onochie. Are you prepared to be a Sabo? That is, government has voted, there is a budget with the government now. Come and be a Sabo. You open 1 or 2 or 3 Facebook accounts, you start talking rubbish. But those that felt they were human beings, they have tried and have failed to divide or to bring IPOB down because we are built on a rock. Talk less of people who stuck in trade is criminality. Go and read it. Miet Yala, they have you people by the balls, I'm sorry to say, the proverbial balls, by so to speak. Somebody wrote something very, very important, and I picked it and I said I must analyze it. It's not from me. Hopefully his name will be at the bottom of it. He said, don't let Ndio Kachamana, IPOB, Biafra haters and Fulani blooded Igbo Efulefus fool you. They are fooling all of you. All these Efulefus yapping rubbish, they are fooling all of you. Ask them, what have you done about the Fulani settlement in Lobuku? Ask them, what have you done about the Fulani settlement at Nike? What have you done about the Fulani Miet Yala settlement in Okwa? Ask all the Efulefus. They have no answer. Their job is to distract you. Their job is to take your mind away from holding politicians accountable for the unwarranted, unwanted presence of Miet Yala terrorists with their cattle in our villages. Some of you cannot reason that through. When they are yapping their rubbish and talking their nonsense, their job is to distract you as Fulanis are taking over your village. Is that very clear? Now listen. They are deploying Miet Yala vigilante across the whole place because they want to take everywhere over. They want to take over your land. They want to take over your land. Ask yourself, why hasn't your governors come together to float their own defense? Because they are in Fulani pocket. Fulani they see our land as a conquered territory. If not for IPOB. Why do you think the governors are keeping quiet as they're killing us? Because they have told them over the years, control them. They're saying we can't control them. If you like, come and kill them. We will not talk. And that's what they're doing now. Compare that to other governors everywhere around the zoo. And you will see what is happening. You see the way they're speaking up. They're talking about community policing, so they can hand over the whole security architecture of a people over to IG, who is a Fulani man. And they can now come and do, basically ravage you. They will ravage you. Nonsense. They're undergoing training. And some of you are keeping quiet. Some of you are allowing idiots to distract you. Some of you are following gossip. Every gossip that comes up, you go and join. You want to comment. You want to participate. I feel sorry for all of you because as you're doing that rubbish, let me tell you what happened to people who were as foolish as we are today. Because before they took over Southern Kaduna, they did the same thing. They sent their emissaries and their agents, the quislings amongst them. They came in. They said, oh no, one Nigeria, unity of the country. Unity of the country that's slaughtering you. But unity of the country, unity. Who are the ones doing the killing? Fulani. Who are the ones forming terrorist groups? Fulani. Who are the ones in the army killing or Nnamdi innocent people? Fulani. Now, you understand it? Now you understand it. Very soon, pastors in our land will be saying exactly the same thing that some pastors are now saying in Southern Kaduna. Followers are now urging their pastors to buy guns with the tight money they're giving to their pastors. Go and buy guns for us, please. These are Southern Kaduna. These are the people that fought the war. These are people that believed in one Nigeria. These are the people that they lied to and told that Ojukwu is a very horrible man. But now, do you see the irony of the whole thing? Had Aburi succeeded, Ojukwu was actually negotiating for Southern Kaduna people to save them as well, to save everybody. Do you see the funny part of the whole thing? Now you understand it. Now you understand it. You see the way they work. Over the years, they were trying Southern Kaduna. We are in the army. Nobody should do anything to disrupt the peace. So some of these things now that the Supreme Court Governor of Imo State has been saying, idiots, sycophants. Now do you see it? Now do you understand it? Now can our people begin to appreciate the mess they are in? Look at Southern Kaduna. That is what is going to happen to you. Let me read the news for you. Pastor of Vision Pioneer Trust Ministry in Kafanchan, Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Nuhukure has said that as a priest, people now come to him asking him to buy arms for them. They are calling on their pastors to take part of the offerings and buy arms for them to defend themselves. That is the level of despair. People are no longer afraid. He asked the federal government of the zoo to arrest the senseless bloodshed. Who's going to arrest it? Is it Buhari, who's in a grave in Saudi Arabia? Who's going to arrest what? Who, where, when, how? I ask you. Where is Buratai? Have you seen him in public? Where is Osibajo? Have you seen him in public? You know, this is the reason why white neo-colonialists can interfere and meddle in your life, because they know that a majority of you cannot reason very well. Where is Osibajo? Simple question. When was the last time you saw Osibajo live? Anywhere. When was the last time you saw Buratai live anywhere? Confirmable. Well, of course, we know that Buhari doesn't exist. Even the boy these days is scared to come out. The mask wearer can't even come out anymore. Is that very clear to all of you? Can you now all begin to understand that Ekwa Church, even indigenous of Southern Kaduna indigenous at Ekwa Good News Church in Kaduna, they are also saying it. There is going to be a revolution. These are people feeling the heat in Southern Kaduna. And you're busy in the South writing rubbish about one Nigeria. How you support one Nigeria. I feel sorry for all of you. Because they are coming. Who's going to stop them? Nobody. To the extent that somebody in the Nigeria North is saying, divide the zoo now, divide Nigeria now, no angel can unite us, according to a northern elder. This is the news carried by Arewa Gazette, which is one of their papers. That amalgamation of 1914 was a grave mistake. The chairman of the dialogue group in Kaduna, Haji Mohammed Mahadi Shehu, has lamented the deep ethno-religious divisions in the country, stating that breakup of the nation may not be such a bad idea. But does Britain want it? Of course not. They are your creators. They are your makers. They built you. They told you who you are. I was reading an article a few days ago. They said, in 1960, Nigeria became independent. If you're a fool, you will think that Nigeria was an indigenous country in Africa existing before 1960. They will never tell you that, oh, Nigeria created by Britain in 1914, Britain now handed over to the local idiots in 1960. No. Do you see how they use grammar to deceive you? If you're not sensible enough, you'll be thinking that Nigeria has been existing for a long time before 1960. They will never tell you that it was them that created that Nigeria. So that is why when a black man stands up to say, I am proud of Nigeria, a white man will just laugh at you, but they will not tell it to your face. They will tell you you're a fool. You know nothing. How can you allow me to come to your country to create a nation for you? Are you foolish? Now you understand, don't you? Now you understand. The chairman of the dialogue group is saying that people have not been able to rise above ethnic and religious sentiments, making a united nation very difficult to achieve. But as long as oil is flowing, gas is flowing from Biafra land, they will keep patching up the zoo. They'll keep giving more power to the Janjaweed. Because they know that all you need to do to a Biafran, and Igbo man especially, of course, every Biafran, just go there and sprinkle some money. Give them, create some atezes, create some sabo. You know, some saboteurs, even some people within IPOB, they see themselves as mini, their dream is to become like Atoeze one day. And if you go and investigate him, you see that the way he made his money was by being subservient to the Janjaweed. So the only thing for you to do is to become subservient to Janjaweed. You become saboteur full-time. Sabo. You start from childhood. You know, sabo. Peddling your gossip here and there, peddling it. If you're lucky, the Red Honor chair will pick it up. Or if you're the heavyweight, maybe they will send an Igbo politician to you, you know, to come and speak to you and see how they can convince you. Oh, these things, the governors are finding it very hard. How can we divide IPOB from within? And you are a fool, you buy into it. Maybe they will change your wardrobe for you, or, you know, you come and try and see what will happen to you. The zoo tried, they failed. The governors tried, they failed. Is it Okoko that will divide IPOB? Who is the idiot? I'm over the fool. They've not given birth to the idiot to divide IPOB. They've not given birth to you. People can gossip all they like. Gossiping is free. Anybody is free to gossip. If you cannot gossip on Facebook, you go to Twitter. You cannot gossip on Twitter, you go to TikTok. If not for TikTok, you go to Hard Talk. Anywhere you like, you can gossip. Gossip is free. Anybody can gossip their life away. That's your business. That IPOB is one family and indivisible under the sun. And I get all your unchoncho, envy, greed, and jealousy. It doesn't mean anything. I lead IPOB. I appoint and I dismiss. Also, course one being when they can answer. I don't know what is also course one be in English. I don't know. Somebody should tell me what also course one be in English. I don't know what it means. Someone should tell me what it means. Here we educate you for free. For free. The only thing will cost is to download IPOB Community Radio app. That is the only thing that it will cost you. That is all. That is all. Compare the governors you have with the other governors elsewhere. Let us be a bit rational. Let us drill it down to ethnic nationalities. Per se. Where is Governor Autumn from? We are told that it is Fulani, Yoruba, and the Igbo that are the major so-called tribes in the zoo. Is that correct? So Samuel Autumn is not from a major tribe. And if anybody needs to be scared as a governor, Governor Autumn should be very scared, isn't it? But he's not. Do you know that what Governor Autumn has said, no single so-called Igbo governor has been able to say it, with a sort of weak care, of course. Now and again, if he's going to be consistent, that remains to be seen. Look at Governor Autumn. Governor Autumn said that any Miyetti Allah they catch in Benue State, they will jail them. Can any Igbo governor say that? But Governor Autumn is on his own, just Benue State. He has no relatives to come to his rescue. But a group of 7, let us say 7 for now, including Delta and Rivers. 7 of them. They are terrified. They are terrified. Only one Governor Autumn, only one man can stand up against Miyetti Allah that 7 men cannot stand up against. That tells you the level of stranglehold they have over our people. They control the exercise over our lives. They are your political leaders. They are your governors. They are your this. What Governor Autumn managed to open his mouth to say, these 7 people cannot say it. Talk less of the whole of 11 of them. They cannot say it. That tells you the extent of the mess you're in. In his response to Miyetti Allah saying they form vigilante everywhere, Governor Autumn, through his chief press secretary, warned the Fulani organization not to come to his state, adding that their motive was to carry out their heinous activities to another level. In other words, a sitting governor is coming out and saying that Miyetti Allah is a terrorist group in the open. Something that no, not one single politician from the East can say it. Not one soul. Something. Is Governor Autumn from a major tribe? Are his people armed? Because when men have soul and conscience, when men can stand on their 2 feet, you don't push them about. Look at your governors. Can they say what? Can they stand up? Instead, they are putting Miyetti Allah in their own government in their states in the East. What does that tell you about them? Respect your governors, respect your political leaders. Yes, respect, but respect is reciprocal. Respect us by coming out to condemn what Miyetti Allah is doing. That is the least you can do. Governor Autumn has done it in Benue State. Why can't you do it? Because they promised all 7 of you presidency. All the 7 of you. And all of you are so foolish. That betrayal that is in our people. The foolish thing about it is that they think, oh, I'm not going to tell the Abia one. Abia will say, oh, I will not tell the guy in Imo that they have promised me the presidency. All I'm going to do is to undermine them. You see them working at cross purposes, fighting themselves, fooling themselves, deceiving themselves. Have you now come to the realization of what we have seen so far? Do you now accept that only IPOB can save you? Do you now see it? Do you now see it? Look at Governor. He's not from a majority tribe. No, not at all. He has nobody to help him. It's only him, but he's fighting the good fight. Look at your own governors. You want to respect. You want people to respect. Look at all of them, as cowardly as they are. As cowardly as they are. Ordinary Miyetia, people that move cattle from place to place, they are the ones controlling the government houses in the East. And you people are not ashamed of yourselves. You have no shame. It's only to detail your politicians, to see if there is anybody that can buy in IPOB. Please start troubling IPOB. See if you can start fermenting trouble and convince them and put confusion. Mad people. Mad people everywhere. I hope you're following. These were the same governors that were against BSS. When I formed it, they said, no, we don't want it. But these are the same people now empowering Miyetti Yala to form vigilante outfit nationwide. Somebody wrote and said, I weep for Ndibo because our people no longer reason, our people no longer think clearly and properly. You have elders, you have the governors. When we formed, I can see things many years ahead. The same way that I saw the zoo today, I told you what they were going to do. We saw far, far, far ahead and said, for us to stop them from raping our sisters and kidnapping our mothers, the best thing for us to do is to form a security outfit. We floated BSS. The governors held a meeting. Even before the Fulani Janjaweed, they held a meeting and said, we proscribe IPOB. It was Igbo governors that proscribed IPOB first. That is the truth. Let nobody run away from it. That is why today shame. Why? Because somebody promised them presidency. What does that tell you about them? What does that tell you about them? What does that tell you about them? Everything that you need to know. Everything that you need to know. I have said go and download IPOB community radio. People are no wonder the Fulani is ruling you and messing your lives up. I have told you. Go and download IPOB community radio and stop complaining. Just go and do as you're told and stop complaining. That's the thing about us. When it's time to be sensible, people don't have sense anymore. Please go and make sure you download IPOB community radio, please. Make sure it's switched off onto each other. It stopped the whole thing you used to do. What is going on? Can you send it here, please? Somebody is trying to send me a very important information. A very important information. Please send it here. A very important they want to send to me. Send it here, please. Guardian. Excuse me, let me have a sip of water. I feel sorry for Zoom. I want to report to the world tonight that the Zoo army are busy picking up people and arresting them. They have just driven into Ohafia barracks tonight with nearly 40 youths, young men. Nobody can actually tell where they picked them up from. All blindfolded and loaded them into Hilux trucks and drove them to Ohafia barracks. We are letting the whole world know that as we are live on air right now, report is filtering in Ohafia barracks. They are now going out and picking up people on the road, on the streets, blindfolding them and driving them to their barracks for possible execution. This is the situation we have on the ground. When you have political leaders, when you have cowards as political leaders, this is what happens. They now go out, any young people they see on the streets, they will pack them to their barracks and prepare them for execution. This is happening now in Ohafia barracks. In Ohafia barracks as we speak. In Ohafia barracks as we speak. And when they shoot them, you will have some people say they cannot treat those with gunshot wounds, as happened in Enugu. I don't know what is wrong with our people. There is something wrong. That was why we prayed for forgiveness and restoration before we started this very program this evening. I don't know what. There are Igbo doctors in Enugu that refuse to treat gunshot victims. Somebody sat somewhere praying and he was shot. An Igbo doctor said he will not treat him in Enugu. You should go and get police report from a Fulani man. I don't know what they did to us. I don't know if it is the beef we eat. I don't know how they manage. This nonsense they did to us is what they want to bring into IPOB. But it can never work. This rubbish they have done. Look at how they have decimated our minds. We can no longer reason properly. A doctor, an Igbo doctor, knows that his brother was shot for no reason. He refused to treat him. In Enugu. I want the name of the hospital. And today, the useless zoo police came out to say, police insists hospitals can treat gunshot, stab victims without report. But that is how cowardly we have become. That a doctor is so afraid of Fulani, that even though Fulani is saying to him, you can treat your brother, treat him, no problem. He's saying, no, sir, I won't treat him. Remember your laws before. Before you said we shouldn't treat them. How come you have now changed it? Oh, please, sir, let me obey the former law you made. An Igbo doctor in Enugu. That is the extent of the damage they have done to our psyche as a people. And we are not going to accept it. This evening, we are telling Amnesty International, British High Commission, American Ambassador, are you aware that Fulani have gone out on the streets, rounded up people, that they don't, any young person they see outside, they have now driven them into Ohafia barracks tonight, inside Ohafia barracks tonight, for possible execution. Whereas Mietiala is free, roaming about with AK-47, doing as they wish, as they please. Are you people aware of it now? Are you aware of it now? You know, Ohafia barracks right now, they have driven them. They know we have intelligence everywhere. Have you seen what they have done? You can see the level of provocation because of the high number of saboteurs and fulefus you have in our midst. Tomorrow night, they'll start complaining. IPOB is this, IPOB is that. Are you aware of it now? That this night they have driven people to execute them inside of Ohafia barracks tonight, to kill them tonight, young men, young Igbo boys. And you have a doctor, you have Igbo doctors saying they will not treat their own brothers. Their own brothers, they won't treat them because a Fulani man said don't treat. That was 3 years ago. Now, even though they have now changed the laws, they have come back to say, oh, please, we won't even treat them. Oh. You remember your laws before. You said we shouldn't treat them. Oh, don't worry, we will not treat them. They will die there. These are Igbo doctors. And these are the people we are fighting for. These are the people we are fighting for their freedom. In Ohafia barracks, they are preparing some young people for execution tonight. In Ohafia barracks, they are preparing for the execution of people in Ohafia barracks tonight. I need the name of the commandant of Ohafia barracks, please. I need his name and I need his picture, and I want it everywhere to alert the world as to what they intend to do. Execution is going to take, because BBC won't report it, CNN won't report it. They have all collected money from the zoo. They are all pursuing an Islamic agenda, all of them. Your governors will not do it because they have promised them presidency, all the 7 of them. They will not talk, they will not speak. We are now putting the world on notice that executions are about to take place tonight in Ohafia barracks. Executions are about to take place tonight of unarmed, innocent people that the Fulani Janjaweed army picked up from the streets. They are going to execute them tonight. If your child does not come back, if your child is not coming back anymore, you know your child has been picked up and executed in Ohafia barracks tonight. That is what they are doing there. They are preparing for execution tonight in Ohafia barracks. I need the name of the commandant of Ohafia barracks. I need his name, please, and I need his picture, and I want it everywhere. The man who is going to carry out the executions, I want his name and his picture everywhere, that the world may know. That the world may know. Very, very important that the world may know. Sometimes I don't even know if and this people, who is even worse? Who is worse? Who is worse? Please, who is worse? Very, very sad indeed. Extremely sad indeed that our people do not understand what is befalling them. Whereas a Fulani, they are threatening to go. I don't know how they got to us. I don't know how they managed to do this thing to us. I keep saying, is it the cattle that we are eating? I don't know how they managed to penetrate us this way, that our brain has been scrambled. We no longer reason very well like a people. We are no longer together like a. It is impossible now to hold our people together. That is the rubbish they want to try in IPOB. It's like on your walk. The idiot will suffer. Look at what I've done to our people. That now Fulani army can come in the evening, raid somewhere, pack young men, and drive them to the barracks and execute them. And you want to contest for presidency? You want to be president? This particular group, this crop of leaders we have is the worst in the history of our people. The very worst in the history of our people. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. There are executions happening tonight in Ohafia barracks. Executions are happening in Ohafia barracks tonight. Young men picked up in and around Abia State and driven to Ohafia to be executed tonight. Driven to Ohafia barracks to be executed tonight, where you have no governors. Whereas in Yoruba land, they have spoken, Amotekun won't be under the IG of police. It can never be. These are men who are talking. And I challenge anybody to show me any Eastern politician. I challenge you to show me anybody who has the mettle, who has the guts to stand up and to say, to look at how their own children have been packed into half their barracks to be executed tonight. They won't say nothing. Now these are the leaders now you want to respect, people to respect. Are these not the leaders? Are these not the leaders? Dear me, our people, they are in one almighty mess. In one almighty mess. Makinde has responded to the presidency. A Yoruba man, people that we used to call cowards before, and said to them, there is no way Amotekun can be under federal government. But look at your governors that wants to embrace community policing. Let's go. They had a meeting. The elders had a different view from the governors. The governors went back and re-invited the IG. They are the only set of idiots to invite IG to their meeting. Did Amotekun invite any IG to their meeting? When the Oduduwa were setting up their security, did they invite any Fulani man there? I don't know what is wrong with. I have no idea what is wrong with this generation. I have no idea who corrupted their brain. I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea. I have no idea. But inside Ohafia barracks tonight, people are being executed in Ohafia barracks by Fulani Janjaweed terrorist army. Governor Sheyi Makinde has disagreed with the presidency over his plan to bring Oyo State Security Network, popularly known as Amotekun, under the control of Inspector General of Police. They have said no. Oyo State have said no. Ondo said no. Ekiti said no. No, these are governors' men in office. Back in Biafra land, it's just women. All they know how to do is to fight their own people. That is all. Who can sell each other better to the Fulani? That's all they do. And these are your so-called leaders. These are your leaders. These are your so-called leaders. And I want to make it very clear to this Brigadier General Solomon Babatunde Kumapai, or whatever the idiot's name is. You will be in very serious trouble should anybody be executed in Ohafia tonight. Brigadier General Solomon Babatunde Kumapai, you cannot be serving Fulani Janjaweed in Biafra land when in Yoruba land where you come from, there's Amotekun. You cannot. You cannot. Anybody who is executed, you will die for it as well. I'm just telling you what is going to happen to you. So don't think that this generation whereby you kill and you go free, you will not go free. Go and ask your mates, they will tell you. If anything should happen to the people you have taken into Ohafia barracks tonight, one of them goes missing, believe you me, you will die. Try and see now. Ask those in Enugu, they will explain to you better. Mad people everywhere. Idiot. You think we are joking? You think we are joking? Let's kill anybody in that barracks who will come after you. Go and kill them. You will see what will happen to you. Madman, idiot. That is where you are. Is that where Boko Haram is? Were you not meant to be fighting Boko Haram and bandits all over the place? Have you fought any Mietiala person before? It's only on because we have no guns and bullets. That is where you go, you pack people, you take them to Ohafia barracks to go and execute. And you're a Yoruba man. Okay. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Execute them now. You see what will happen to you. Idiot like you. Fools everywhere. Bunch of monkeys in Africa. I don't know who gave you people AK-47. That's the worst mistake a white man made, is to give a baboon. You look at a baboon in the forest and you give him AK-47. What do you think is going to happen? A baboon somewhere. Give him AK-47. Mad people everywhere. ISIS is spreading in Africa. They have taken a city in Mozambique. And all of you are blind. What this Solomon is doing, what this idiot is doing. You're doing a brigadier general where there are civilians. Go and fight a war. Which war have you fought before? Brigadier General, which war have you fought before? Is it a war of arresting unarmed civilians and driving them into your barracks to go and execute them? Is that the war you're fighting? Stupid idiot like you, fool. ISIS is taking over everywhere. You can't, as a soldier, you cannot go and fight ISIS. It's to be picking up unarmed people from the streets. That's what you do. Tomorrow our lawyers will be there. Don't give it to our lawyers or refer their matter to court and you see what will happen to you. Idiot. Fools everywhere. A bunch of monkeys from Africa. I have no idea what is wrong with you people. I have no idea what is wrong with you people. You have fools who are calling themselves governors all over the place. All they do is they always justify their sabotage. They always justify the way they behave towards their own people. It is because of the stupidity of this so-called generation of useless leaders. That was why the zoo managed to sustain the narrative that the Ojukwu went to war. If not for IPOB. If not for Radio Biafra. If not for Radio Biafra. If not for Radio Biafra. Stupid people everywhere. They call themselves, we are the leaders, we are the elite, we are in Abuja, we are in Lagos. But all these years, you people were there, they were peddling lies against Ojukwu. All these years, you were there when Obama was meddling in the zoo election to remove John. All of you were there. Did you say anything? Did you say anything? Did you say anything? Nonsense. We are going to teach them a lesson in a half year. They will see. That thing they want, they will get it in a half year. They will get it now, and I'm sure they know that very well. The BBC will prepare. Prepare. BBC should go and prepare. Prepare as usual to publish falsehood and nonsense. Prepare as usual. All over the place, grown-up people, grown-up men are rising up to defend their own. It is only in Biafra land that you have political leaders who will sit idly by and watch the decimation and watch the destruction of their own people. It's only them. You will sit idly by and watch the destruction of their own people. Only you. Only you. Especially those of them that claim they are Igbo. I don't know what is wrong with them. I have no idea what is wrong with them. Let us try and see if we can get you what a proper governor is saying. Listen.
They were not carrying arms. They didn't allow them to carry arms. But the case was made. At the end of the day, today they carry arms. I'm sure Amotekun case gradually will be like that. We're going to make the case.
Well, Your Excellency, it appears as though the IGP is indulgent. And
this is a Yoruba Akeredolu saying that one day Amotekun will bear arms. We don't even have arms, so there is no security network. Look at how the army is packing our people and executing them in Ohafia barracks. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? They pack people, they kill them in broad day. This one will happen tonight. They're executing people tonight in Ohafia barracks. These are the people we used to say, oh, Yorubas are cowards. Can you see what their governors are saying? Makinde have said, this is Akeredolu, I want to play his voice for you. So he said, Amotekun will carry arms to defend Yoruba nation. Listen very carefully. Your own is, they promised them presidency and they have abandoned their first duty, which is to defend their own people. A bunch of fools they are. Listen, please.
At least when civil defense started, they were not carrying arms. They didn't allow them to carry arms. But the case was made. At the end of the day, today they carry arms. I'm sure Amotekun case gradually will be like that. We're going to make the case.
Well, Your Excellency, it appears as though the IGP isn't bulging, and now we know that there's a community policing idea there.
Listen,
and I'm wondering, what if in eventuality that the IGP says, well, this is not going to happen, except you collapse Amotekun into community policing, then would you just leave Amotekun to be handicapped in court for the time being? What are you going to do, really?
I've said this. I said it clearly.
Listen.
Let me repeat it. We will not collapse Amotekun to community policing. Amotekun was
a Yoruba governor. You see people that love their people. They say, oh, the Yorubas, they respect their politicians. Why won't you respect a man that speaks this way? Has any of you spoken this way and you do not get respect? Don't Abaribe have respect? Don't Professor Wala have respect? Don't our elder Mbazulika Mechi have respect? If you speak like a grown-up man, somebody will respect you. Tell me why Yoruba people will not respect governors like this if you speak this way. Listen.
Start on his own. There is a law creating this Amotekun setup, this security setup. So it's not going to be collapsed. There is no intimidation. We are not people that can be intimidated. And we are not people that the IG will give order to. It's not possible. We will not collapse it. I've said so. There's no need for us to belabor this issue. We will not. But all we say is that if he's prepared, we are prepared to discuss with him. Let us discuss on this matter. Amotekun is different. Community police is different. Amotekun will collaborate. All of us will collaborate together. The issue now that is left is about carrying arms. I will say we will pursue this and make them understand at the end of the day. If the IG now does not understand, it will leave one day. Well, another IG will come, other people might understand. If he doesn't want to understand, we are not forcing him to understand.
Are you listening? It doesn't matter what the IG of police says. The Yoruba nation, the Duduwa nation have determined that Amotekun is here to stay, unlike the useless Igbo governors that betray their own people. That is why today, because the army has nothing to do, they will go and they will drive civilians into their barracks to go and execute them. And you want us to respect such people as leaders? Is that what you think? You think you're insane. Anybody saying that is absolutely mad, is insane. Look at the way they are behaving. Compare their behavior with how the Yorubas are behaving. And that tells you all you need to know. That will tell you all you need to know. That will tell you all. It doesn't matter where they send their families to. Believe you me, as we are hunting the terrorists, we are also hunting every slave in our land. I'm telling you the truth. And they will get it, all of them, one after the other. Mad people everywhere. You want to sell our land that the army can drive out of their barracks. They have no war. There is no war going on. They go and round up some young people. The killing in Enugu is not enough. They now want to do it in secret, half your barracks. Listen, because the Yorubas, they have security network supported by the governors. Your own governors will betray anybody who tries to form a security network. The governors will go and betray the person. They will go and betray. I don't know what type. I don't know this spirit, this evil spirit of betrayal. I don't know where it came from. It wasn't in our people before. I don't know for some reason. I don't know how come. Everybody is a potential betrayer. Somebody you think is a human being today, they wake up the next morning, is a complete idiot talking rubbish. I don't know what is wrong with them. I don't know. Look at your governors. Compare them with the Yoruba governors. Compare them with Samuel Otom of Benue State. Now you know you have no governors. Is it not very clear to all of you? And idiots will come out, we want to run for presidency. Mad people everywhere. They think we are foolish. They think we are useless. They are in for a shock. Let them come out and campaign for their useless president. They can say whatever rubbish they like on the basis of me. Come out on the streets of Biafra and say, I want to be president. You see what will happen to you. It doesn't matter how you gossip. It doesn't matter how many professional petition writers you hire, how many idiots you recruit to be writing garbage for you. Come out and say you're campaigning for presidency. Then we'll ask you questions. We'll hold you there and ask you questions about what happened in Enugu. What did you do? Hafia, you were there and they have packed our young men to execute tonight. Hafia. Mad people everywhere. Mad people. Go and look at them. Or they are bringing water resources bill. Have you not heard about it? Have you not heard about it? They are bringing water resources bill. Have you not heard about it? And they will pass it, giving Fulani the right and access to every waterway. It will belong to them. You can't do nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can't do anything unless you cannot do anything. And this was why they brought our people. And what is paining me, my anger, is that sometimes I keep asking Efulefus and saboteurs and potential saboteurs, are you not seeing all these things? What type of demon is in you that you cannot see all this danger and threat to your life and to your existence? Why can't you see all these things? Why are you that foolish that you cannot open your eyes and see all these things? What is wrong with all of you? Mad people everywhere. Reject National Water Resources Bill. It's another Ruga. Autumn, the same autumn is saying it. Can any governor in the East say this? The answer is no. All they're looking for is betray and gain favor from Fulani. Your betrayal is equals to the favors you get from Fulani. You're not ashamed of yourself. Ebonyi is gone. If not for IPOB. There's something in Enugu. Everywhere we are battling these criminals. Behind the scenes, battling. Losing men every blessed day. And today, the Nigerian army is doing the work for Miyetti, a terrorist group, by arresting young men on the streets to execute them. And tomorrow you'll be talking nonsense, as most of you Efulefus are, and potential Efulefus as well. And then you see what will happen to you. It's only a matter of time. Somebody wrote very, very well. Do you see how the reason why I say the South is foolish? I don't know what is wrong with this. When I mean South is Oduduwa and Biafra put together. The stupidity of the South, I call it. You know they're floating a new NBA, the Northern Nigeria Bar Association, NNBA, because a midget was not invited to speak at NBA, whatever rubbish they call it. NBA, I don't have regard for NBA anyway. They're a bunch of idiots. They are not. They claim they are lawyers, but they are not lawyers. They are not lawyers. These are people that anyhow it goes. It doesn't matter. They are not. I don't see them as lawyers. I don't have regard for them as lawyers. Can never be lawyers, because proper lawyers do not behave the way they do. Proper lawyers do not behave the way they do. They don't behave the way they do. These are lawyers. Because a northern governor was asked not to attend or was disinvited to a program by MBA. These are your so-called one Nigeria lawyers. They went and formed their own Northern Nigeria Bar Association. But all of you so-called lawyers from the South, you were there when Onoren was removed. All of you were there. Did you from Southern Bar Association? Did you even protest? The answer is no. Do you see this? I don't know what it is. This almost collective stupidity of the South. They removed Onoren. Between the removal of Onogen and this invite or this invitation of the midget El Rufai, which one is greater? Which one is of more importance, legally and otherwise, and morally? Because they are chief terrorist, who is a governor, because you disinvited him to an event, they are forming their own MBA. If there's such a thing were to happen now, the first person to float the idea from the South, you will see other people gang up against him and sell him to the Fulani. I keep saying this treachery and the Fulefuism, how does it even get into you people in the first place? If I wanted to be an Efulefu, when they were offering me heaven and earth in detention, I would have taken it. Why don't people ever learn from us? Learn from those of us. Why is this sabo tendency in the South? I'm asking again. I'm asking the useless, foolish Nigeria Bar Association. When they illegally removed Onogen, why didn't you people form your own separate bar? Do you see the way the North behave, the Fulani behave? Because it's the Fulani that controls the North. North, I mean, is Arewa or North. Do you see the way they behave? How they look out for one another? Tell me why they won't love each other. Why they will not fight for each other. Why they will not respect each other. Tell me why. But your job is to sell. Your job is to sell each other. That is your job. Even what is supposed to cause quarrel and everything is you twist and twist and twist until it becomes a problem. And then you find excuse to become a traitor. Always, all we are looking for is how can I become a legitimate traitor? Everybody has a grievance. Every idiot, if not the way you woke up in the morning, is what you're wearing, is the way you spoke, the way you stood up, the way you follow Judaism, the way there must be an excuse for a saboteur. Every saboteur has an excuse to become a saboteur. But they cannot see me yet in their backyard. They cannot see that the young men are being executed in cold blood. You know, half your barracks tonight, they will never see it. I don't know what is wrong with them. They can see that the North has formed their own NBA, Northern Nigeria Bar Association, because a governor was not invited to an event, whereas a sitting chief justice was removed illegally. They did nothing. What does that tell you about these people? Do you see how they have damaged us from within? These guys, they are like a disease. They've gone into us and they've been eating us from within since after the war. Now we are decaying on the outside and they have come for the kill. And we cannot do anything about it. Absolutely nothing. Onogan was removed. There was no noise. No noise. This is... Can you... now, let me put it to you this way. Are you telling me now that perchance... Osibajo is sworn in as the president since Buhari is long dead since 2017. And Osibajo will now remove Tanko. What do you think will happen? The aeroplane tunnel. Do you think anybody can remove him? Remove him now, you see what will happen to you. You cannot remove him. Because they are united. They know what they want. They know what... But our own is that wretched, useless idiot from the back will always raise up his hand, ask a foolish question, and then run to the Fulani camp to go and become a full-time saboteur. And some of you actually spend time listening to these idiots and responding to these fools. That is the most painful and difficult aspect of it. Whereas Miyetti Allah is in your backyard, killing you, raping your sisters and cutting them up into pieces. That is what has been happening. So some of you don't know that. Very sad indeed. And you have governors. Tomorrow they want to be president. It's from our brother analyzed it very well. Bishop Sedwin analyzed it very, very well. He called them Mundin Zuzu. Always their brain is only against their own people. You see them intellectualized and talking rubbish only against their own people. When we formed the BSS, they were all talking their usual garbage. Look at Yoruba with Amoteku. Any dissenting voice? Look at the terrorist Miyetti Allah. Look at the Fulani. Any dissenting voice? It's only you people. Notice me. Everybody wants to be noticed. Every idiot wants to be noticed. Every fool, notice me. Notice me. Not because you're fighting your enemies, but because you're fighting your own brother. That is when you have strength and energy. They have formed Northern Nigeria Bar Association because you did not invite their hitman, their main governor, the chief sponsor of terrorists in the North. Onogan was removed, gone. The DSS director was removed, gone. All of you are there, sheepishly looking like the fools. All you do is, APC is doing very well. We must support APC. Be so that they can give you money from the North. So Fulani can sprinkle some cash in front of you. That is how wretched, how hopeless, how useless your lives are. Useless to the core. And you think we can compromise? We can join you in your nonsense? You are talking rubbish. When other governors are busy protecting their land, talking about their people, that they will not allow any nonsense to happen in their land, your own governors are busy calling DSS or Fulani to go and arrest pensioners who are protesting. The Supreme Court governor. These are leaders. These are the people that some stupid elders, this is the idiot that some stupid elders went to say, oh, congratulations, you're here now. Forgetting that he had won the election. People without principle, people without gumption, people without scruples, people without morals, none whatsoever. Anywhere they see the cash, they follow. Anywhere they see envy, they invest in envy. The same way people invest in business, that is how they invest their time and energy into envy to look for how to do sabo work. Sabo. This is the result of it. Now you have people who oppose them. Supreme Court governor, calling Fulani DSS to come and punish his fathers for asking for their money pensions. This is the type of leadership we have in Biafra. This is the type of, hey, do you see the battles we need to fight? Do you see the obstacles we need to overcome? Do you see why we do what we do and the way we do it? Hope Uzodinma, protesting pensioners in Imo State, accuse Hope Uzodinma, the Supreme Court governor, of using DSS to intimidate them. People came asking for their pensions. Your father's age mate, and you're calling DSS Fulani secret police to come and arrest them. This is our history. This is the life of our people. Sabo everywhere. It is this present breed of leadership we have now. It is the worst of the worst since history began. This is the worst set of leaders we've ever had. The worst set ever. You're calling Fulani DSS to intimidate your own parents. And you're telling me that all is well with us. And all they can say is Igbo president will transform Nigeria. Let me keep saying it. Let these people keep fooling themselves until the game will set is now setting a bit, until it will set properly. Let them come out to campaign, and then we'll see what will happen to them. Mad people everywhere. That's all they care about. Who will be governor? Who will be president? That is all that matters to them. Yet Yala can kill us. Our villages can be turned into Fulani Emirates. They don't care. All they care about is political office and to make money for themselves and their children. That's all they care about. Mad people. Come and do presidency. President will go about mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Nigeria Bar Association fell apart because Northerners said you must invite a Fulani man. You must, because they own the place. Compare the attitude of Fulani lawyers to the attitude of the idiots from the south claiming they are lawyers. Compare the two. If not now that some people came out through Nzuko to say, we are going to file a case. This killing is too much. We are going to file a case. Prepare another case because executions are going on right now in Ohafia as I speak. Executions are happening right now in Ohafia as I speak. So prepare more papers. Do you think Fulani understand law courts? They understand paper. The only thing they understand is AK-47 and rocket propelled green. That's the only thing. That's the only language they understand. All this rubbish filing of papers, it doesn't concern them. A Fulani judge went to court. They asked him, this prosecution of IPOB, what are you basing it on? He said he's basing it upon a Punch publication. Punch newspaper published something against IPOB. Because of that, I am basing my ruling on what a newspaper said in Yoruba land. You don't know that? It's the ruling. ADF took the police to court about Operation Python Dance. A Fulani judge in Enugu ruled that the Python Dance was justified because of what Punch newspaper wrote. Some of you don't know that. No, you don't know. But now you know. Now you know. You don't know what you're in for. You don't know how many enemies you're facing. You don't know. Now, the actor died. His name is Chadwick. His picture is everywhere. People are mourning him. Chadwick is dead. And I was asking myself, since 2 days ago, I've been asking myself, I've been praying to God, and that was why I prayed for forgiveness this evening. I was asking God, are you sure you actually, that these are the same great people you once made? Are you sure we are descended from those people? Your own people died. 21 of them were shot dead. You are siding the Fulani that killed your own people. But an actor died. All of you are all mourning him. An actor that did nothing for you, of course, an entertainer. I respect that. And I regret the fact that he's dead. Of course, he died from cancer. Fulani came and shot 21 of your young men. Instead, you're siding Fulani. Oh, dear Lord, have mercy. And let me tell you what is going to befall you. I want to tell you tonight what is going to become your portion. I will tell you tonight what is going to become your portion. If you don't know, if you do not know, now you are going to know. I want everybody to look at the case of Southern Kaduna. Because we have our efulefuism has gotten to the point whereby we don't even see danger anymore. Or if danger is coming, and behind that danger there is gossip, and behind that gossip there is a chance that we can become a traitor we can become a saboteur. We allow that danger to consume us. Because we are focused on how to gossip. We are focused on how to become a traitor. If we live. Let me tell you about Southern Kaduna. The creation of 4 emirates in Southern Kaduna was a declaration of war that went unnoticed. It's an article. Do you know they have declared 4 emirates in Southern Kaduna? Are you aware of that? Do you see how they roll? Why they say, oh, let's live in unity. Unity of this country. Let's unite together and unite under the mango tree. Unite under dogon yellow tree. All that rubbish. Meanwhile, as they are talking about unity, as I told you will happen in Biafra land if care is not taken, they have created 4 emirates in Southern Kaduna. Are you aware of that? 4 emirates in Southern Kaduna. That is what's going to happen to our land. But meanwhile, all that preoccupies you is how do I gossip? Oh, how do I develop my Osokos to reach the high level where I can now become a full-time sabo? That's what is happening to us. But meanwhile, in Southern Kaduna, as I've warned you, you see how they're creeping, they're coming south slowly. Look at how they decimated Hausa people and all the other minority tribes over there, and they're creeping and creeping and creeping. They are now in Southern Kaduna. Once they finish, they will deal with the baggy in Abuja, and now they move down, and we are taken. And Britain will support them all the way. The Arab world will support them all the way. Islamic communities all over the world will support them all the way. But you, to try and develop the Anglican church that came to your land, they have abandoned you. Roman Catholic Church that came to your land, they have abandoned all of you. None of them can speak against what is happening. They can never speak because they are all part of a wider Muslim one world religion alliance. You don't know that? People go to church singing hallelujah every day. You don't know the headquarters of your hallelujah have sold you out to Islam. They've sold you out. You don't know that? Tell me where they are killing Muslims and you don't hear Muslim leaders and imams speak out. It is only in Christianity that Christians are being murdered. You don't hear the Archbishop of Canterbury will not say anything. Pope will not say anything. Instead, he say, I'm praying to Virgin Mary to intercede. All the Episcopal churches in America, they're not saying anything. Nothing. All the New Age Pentecostal churches, nothing. It is only in Christianity that they are killing people and nobody will talk. Now, the Southern Kaduna, they are Christians. They are now getting emirates, 4 emirates. With the help of the Muslim world. And people are still suffering because when there's somebody answering Abdullahi Musa will come and make fun of you and Israel and the Hebrew and your Jewishness and you capitulate. But he has no connection to the Arab world, no connection whatsoever. Only through conquest, religion. His name is Arabic. He's proud of his Arabic heritage, very proud. But he will make you to be ashamed of your own heritage. Are you not a fool? Are you not an idiot? Because of that tendency, I want to stand out. I want to be the troublemaker. You know, if you go to a village meeting sometimes, there are some idiots that want to be noticed. You will see them. Does anybody have a question? They will raise their hand up because they want to be noticed. They want people to notice them that they are there. Not that they have anything important to say or any important question to ask. That tells you all you need to know. All you need to know about our people. And now, Southern Kaduna, they are getting it. They are the ones that fought against Biafra and said, oh, Biafra is this, Ojukwu is that. But now, we have blown open their lies. You can now see the number of enemies that you have, can't you? You can now see it very clearly in broad daylight. Now, today, in Southern Kaduna, they are suffering it. In Southern Kaduna, they are about to get new emirates. And they are gone. That was why our good friend, Dr. Bodaya Mailafia, said that Nigeria is not a normal country. It is not normal. It takes only a fool. I tweeted it yesterday. Only a complete idiot can believe in one. Anybody, once I see you and say, I'm in Nigeria, I believe in Nigeria, I know you are a complete and utter idiot. A complete and utter fool. A complete and utter idiot. You have no brain. I'm going to go very shortly to see what Dr. Mailafia actually had to say. Of course, our FM is live in Kanu now. We are broadcasting in Kanu. We are live and direct in Kanu. That's how we should be. And people are busy talking rubbish. Whereas we are live and direct in Kanu. Now, listen very carefully to this. Dr. Badar Mailafia said, there is something abnormal about Nigeria. Something abnormal. He said, there is something abnormal about our country. Nigeria is a country that hates the truth. And that is not normal at all. That is why, Nnamdi Kanu this, Nnamdi Kanu that, because they hate the truth. Nobody can come out to fault anything that I've said. No human being, no bagger can do it. It's the way he insults people. How, if look at the man, he's telling you that you are living in a country that is abnormal. How can I talk to you normally? You are an abnormal person for accepting an abnormality. The zoo is an abnormality. Nigeria is an abnormal creation by a white man and a white woman. It should not stand. It cannot stand. Not today, not tomorrow. Not ever. That is why the Fulanis. Imagine if Azikiwe had resisted. We will have the case of Mietiala today. Will our land, will it be taken over by Mietiala? Fulani Janjaweed terrorists? Had Zik, that time they were telling Zik, this your one Nigeria will consume also. He said no, it won't. Today, has it not consumed us? Have you seen what one man's inordinate ambition has brought to our people? 5 million dead between 66 to 1970. Killings going on till this very day, till this very precise moment. Even this night, executions happening in Ohafia this night. Because one man said, I want to be a Nigerian. Some of you do not think about the consequences of your actions until it's too late. Until it is too late. Very, very sad indeed. I'll continue with what Dr. Badar Mayalafia said. He said, these killings going on constitute an existential threat. I don't know why, for the life of me, that people tolerate the killings and think it's okay. People, black people, they see, like in Ohafia tonight, people are being killed right now as I speak in Ohafia barracks. Tomorrow, life will continue as normal. And that is why I believe that God is angry with black people. There is something very, very evil about the way black people condone evil. Black people tolerate evil. Something that no matter how you castigate white people, there are some things they will never tolerate. Never tolerate it. Dr. Mayalafia said that it is not normal that people will tolerate this level of killings. And that when we speak and tell people about the reality of what we are facing now, they are more concerned about the sources, more concerned about political correctness. They have absolutely no concern about the holy matters that are being slaughtered. People are dying every day. People are going to be killed in Ohafia tonight. Young Igbo youths will be killed in Ohafia tonight by the commandant. He's not fighting Boko Haram. Not the bandits who are killing people, but all he does, he will drive out with his hillocks, with his AK-47, arrest some young men, drive them to the barracks, execute them, and bury them there. That's what they do. And his name is Solomon. He claims he's a Christian. Babatunde, Solomon Babatunde. So he trained to become a soldier only to kill civilians. That is the brain of a black man. That is how evil black people are. You are a trained soldier, but the only thing they train you to do is to kill unarmed, arrest them, and execute them. That is your job. And tomorrow, Kezibazu will buy him more hillocks. I don't know, whoever gave this crop of leadership to our people, it won't be well with that person. It can't be well with them. Dr. Mayalafia is saying, why can't we face the reality that people are being killed? The children, the elderly, women, the youth being killed on a daily basis. That is my focus. Another thing to me is diversionary. That is how a man reasons. Every other thing you're telling Dr. Badar is minor. He is concentrating on the death of the innocent. What concerns you is how do I become saboteur? That is all that comes. That is the evil. And in IPOB is very, very funny. Once you allow evil spirit to enter you, you are finished. There were those before who were making mouth that without them IPOB cannot move forward. It's them that is doing this. Today, people have forgotten who they are. That is the might of IPOB. Once that devil goes inside you and is pushing you, he's pushing you into oblivion. Look at all of them. Some of you know I cannot speak ill of certain individuals. Some of you know that I used to come on air and I will not start my program until I speak to Barrister Mazi. I won't start any program. That was how important he was. I cannot start program without hearing from the barrister himself. Today, barrister is no longer there. Are we not moving forward? Are we not moving forward, I ask? People, you know, that's one thing about evil spirit. When it goes inside you, it blinds you. Especially when they send zoo politicians to be convincing or confusing some of you. I remember this Okali went to go and see the very honorable barrister. You know, that's what they send a politician to be confusing you, telling you how important you are. Oh, you are very great, you're important. They'll mess you up and you become irrelevant. And this train continues to move. And that is why, before I bring our program to a conclusion this evening, I must make it abundantly clear that the essence of these lectures, the essence of our broadcast is to get our people to reason in a particular way, to reason like human beings. I've been staying with white people for decades. I've been staying with white people for very many years. I know the way they reason. I know the way they react. Listen, when a white person is watching somebody, a contestant in a prize, contesting for prize money, sometimes it could be, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You will see the way that somebody that knows that he will not get one dime from that person will be praying for that person to win the top prize. And I'll be looking at white people like this. They'll be rooting. They'll come to work the next day. They will say, I wanted him to win the $1 million. I wanted him, £1 million. I was praying for him to win. He doesn't even know who the person is. Because their society groomed them to be nice to one another. You cannot see that is why white people, once you're a traitor in a white land, you're executed. The only thing they can execute you for is for treachery. To work against your country. They will kill you for it. You can rape children and go free. You can commit murder and you will go free. Once it is high treason, you are going down for. Once you sell the secret of your country to another person, you're jailed for life. You can never see the outside again. But black people leave themselves open. Let me warn tonight. If you leave yourself open, the devil will end, because what we are doing is a spiritual battle. So we are the children of light, and darkness is trying to penetrate all the time. If you are not fortified, if you're not prayerful, if you're not watchful, if you're not conscious, darkness will enter into you. That is when you begin to talk rubbish on Facebook, you begin to open fake accounts, begin to talk nonsense, because you've allowed darkness to penetrate and enter into you. And it will make you become irrelevant. And the movement continues. The movement continues. As I have said before, and I'll keep saying it. I lead IPOB. People do what I ask them to do. If you cannot do what I ask you to do, you get out of IPOB. You do what I ask you to do. If only you get out, you will open a fake account, you will talk rubbish for 5 or 6 weeks, and you will be forgotten. Do you know that when I was in prison, was IPOB not moving ahead? But I was in prison. IPOB was opening new families all over the world. Was it not moving ahead? I myself can't even stop IPOB. I can't. And nobody can. Because it was ordained from heaven that we must come at this time. We are going to face it. I told you 2 weeks will be very, very critical. Did I not say it? Have you not seen what has been happening? Culminating in them picking up some young men and executing them tonight in half your barracks. But in the end, we are going to prevail. And those of us who will be there at the end will sit down and have a discussion about this. And say, do you remember so and so time? What happened? How many traitors we had to deal with? Because victory is ours. And Chukwu Kikabiyam will take all the glory, praise, adoration, and honor. I thank you all very much for listening this very evening. And as I've said before, those of you who are in the habit, please, of disobeying your coordinators, desist from doing so. But if they ask you to do something horrible, then you know where and who to complain to. Very, very important. But if you are in this movement and you are not buying into the full ideology that we are propagating, then you shouldn't be part of us. You cannot be. If you are in this movement and you don't believe that the whole of Biafra land is one, you don't believe we have one common heritage, one common ancestry, one common identity, then IPOB is not for you. I don't care who you are. You get out and we proceed. Not that anybody's going to stop us. We are marching on anyway. But that's the way it's going to be. But we must do everything we do with love, compassion, care, and understanding. Very, very critical. We do that as well. But in the main, Chukwu Okike Abiama is supreme. And after that comes IPOB and everything else. I thank you very much for listening this very evening. And as always, to us, Biafra is the sum of all that we are. That is why here on radio, Biafra is where we worship. And Chukwu Okike Abiama pụrụ m ihe niile, the creator of the heavens and the earth, is our God. I thank you very much, all of you, for listening this very evening, morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. But from me, from here, good evening.